The tragedy of radical non-duality is that we can sometimes start perceiving destruction as desirable. But don't you think this might all depend on what you're destroying and what you're leaving behind? This is an important disclaimer, because here we are. There are now reliable ways of coming to the core of this indescribable, unowned immediacy that feels alive in every moment of waking life. And what I'm talking about here might seem like something worth coming to terms with, as if aligning with it were a desirable goal. And this time I won't be talking about how making it a goal is the easiest way of missing it. This time I want to question the very allure of it. Because when you've been around this message for a while, you might think it's somehow worth it. Every sacrifice is worth it because it will somehow be gracefully blissful at the end. But make no mistake, not only will there never be a sense of arrival, the story of a blissful ever after is off the table completely. And we also often talk about how simple and available it is, and that might make it come across as innocent. But innocence, when it's bare, it's more raw and more stark than you might think. Coming to terms with unfiltered actuality will necessarily question every single belief you ever held, including the deepest existential ones. The whole system you developed for navigating the complexities of life is shattered to pieces. We're talking about something that feels like a collapse more than anything else. So do not take that lightly, ever. And I might not say this often enough, but I choose to work with people who are already knee-deep in this enlightenment-seeking business, already suffering, already stuck in the loop. What we do here is not meant for people looking for a new experience, for a new outlook on life, nor is it for younger people whose neocortex is still developing, as if, as they try to find their bearings and a place in this complicated society that we've built for ourselves. So let me say this clearly. This is not an escape. I can't overstate it. It's really not unicorns and rainbows. And the tragedy of radical non-duality is that we can sometimes start perceiving destruction as desirable. But don't you think this might all depend on what you're destroying and what you're leaving behind? And if psychedelics are an analogy, you might have heard that after a deep breakthrough trip, you need some integration work to somehow make it a part of your balanced life again. This is different. Here, there's only disintegration with no way of reintegrating. In other words, this is a one-way trip, and there are no promises about what the destination will be. And even though much of what you've accumulated thus far might still be around for you, it's also a possibility that all of it will be lost. And coming from here, I can't say this is any better than still believing a story of self-improvement or living a story of your life and with a person at the center of it. You see, the so-called natural state might sound romantic or beautiful, but what if every idea of beauty is shattered? What if this is another experience to learn from? What if this is literally the end of the line for you?